To one of our headline stories, an African Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, says consumers have paid the Tema oil refinery debts in excess of 1.9 billion cedis.
Director of ACEP, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, says its estimates show consumers paid this excess between 2009 and 2015 and describes as punitive the continual payment of the debt.
At the time the levy was instituted, the total debt of toll stood at 450 million Ghana cedis. By 2009, the total debt had grown to 900 million Ghana cedis. Our analysis, however, shows that between 2009 and 2015, the total collection from the toll debt recovery levy is in excess of 1.9 billion Ghana cedis. We therefore find it difficult to comprehend why consumers should continue to pay this levy. Ostensibly, the toll debt recovery levy has over the years been misapplied and aided by the weak oversight of Parliament.
With no allocation in the 2016 budget, even after commitment under the Millennium Challenge Compact 2, ACEP says it is not surprising Ghanaians are being asked to pay electricity companies' debt. Describing the Power Generation and Infrastructure Support Levy on petroleum products as a lazy approach by government in raising revenue, ACEP says Ghanaians are being punished for the inefficiencies and negligence on the part of the Electricity Company of Ghana, the Volta River Authority and government. The special petroleum tax has also been described as double taxation.
The special petroleum tax is a tax on the export price, which already contains all these levies and taxes. And so you have collected taxes from Ghanaians, and you have imposed another tax on the tax. And so instead of paying export prices based on the levies and the taxes, we are paying export prices based on the levies and taxes in addition to the special petroleum tax.
Per ACEP's estimation, the double taxation alone would cost the consumer 675 million cedis annually on petrol, diesel and liquefied petroleum gas.
We recommend that government introduces private sector participation into the thermal component of a restructured VRA holding company to ensure its competitiveness against the independent power producers.
Although the centre has no problem with the price stabilization and recovery levy, they want the rate of an ex-pump price of 5% on petrol, 4% on diesel, and another 4% on LPG to be re-examined. Contrary to media reports of an increase in ex-pump price by between 22 and 28%, ACEP says the price is rather 33% per litre on petrol, 40% on diesel, and 22% on per kilogram of LPG. These figures have been described as the highest in the developing world. Effective January 4 this year, government through a certificate of urgency passed new energy levies. Energy debt recovery levy is 41 pesos per litre on petrol and diesel and 37 pesos per litre on LPG. Stabilization and recovery levy is 12 pesos per litre on petrol, 10 pesos per litre on diesel and 10 pesos per kilogram on LPG. This has generated public outcry, although some members of parliament have argued they have little time to scrutinize the levies. ACEP says there is no justification for parliament's action.
Now let's remain with ACEP and its director, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adams, who is saying that it would be extremely unfair for the Ghanaian public, for the Ghana Private Road Transport Union to increase fares.
Well, he said any move by the union would amount to injustice and must be kicked against by consumers.
When petroleum product prices fall or rise, whose responsibility? It's usually the Ministry of Transport, which will call them for negotiation. But the Ministry for Transportation cannot punish. They can punish them. And so they often call them begging and begging and begging. Now, if we cannot address this, which is injustice to the consumer, prices of petroleum products have been declining, and GPRTU never thought for once, that, oh, let's also decrease our fares. And now, as soon as prices of petroleum products go up, the same GPRTU will come, when it suits them, they say cost of spare parts have increased. I want to call on government. If they cannot address this, then consumer power is what we can use to address this.
The GPRTU is expected to meet on January 8 to decide on new transport fares.